guys, I'm Zakie. How many of you guys know electronic music or have listened to at least one song for the past year? Yeah, that's pretty much everyone, so I don't have to explain that, thank goodness, because we're short on time. So when you think about people making electronic music, you just think, oh, they're on a computer, they just press a couple buttons, and then boom, Beatport Top 100, am I right? Really?
We did that to me, so it's okay.
Gotta keep moving on. Well, sorta. This is one way to make some electronic music, and this is another way. Yeah, that's called modular rack. Just one rack of this, like this single line is like over $1,000. And then you have one whole modular set, which is like as much as a few cars. So, how do you make this? Well, it's pretty simple. Electronic music is based off just making music with a synthesizer. That's a 1970s Moog synthesizer. Basically, it's an analog synthesizer, so basically electricity goes into a couple of circuit boards, and that gets transferred into sound, and that gets fed to a speaker. And just an analog synthesizer can range, a good one can range from around 600 to 1,200 or even more. Or you could do the cheaper alternative, which I do, which is digital synths, which is basically on your computer. There are some little downsides from using digital synthesizers for elitists. One of it doesn't sound organic enough. But for me, it works very well for sound design. And you can make sounds that you have never heard a traditional instrument make before. And how you usually interact with these synths is through a MIDI keyboard, such as this one. This was like my first keyboard I bought 4 years ago, I think. This was like $100. And basically the idea is that this sends a signal to the computer and say, hey, press this note, and it will end up pressing this note. And I could just switch between octaves. And also it has these cool drum pads, so you could do some live drumming, record it, and then play it back to you. Or you could just map it out manually with the mouse and keyboard. I guess we could just pass around. We already saw it. Right?
That's already so.
So yeah, it looks pretty complex, I won't lie. It took me like a full year just to understand most of what this do. I still don't know things like, I have no idea what this switch does exactly. I still don't after 2 years of reading the manual. So it gets pretty complex, but you can get pretty amazing sounds for it. And another way that you can make electronic music is from having an actual traditional physical setup, a physical studio. And you have some amps there. You have some, these are also modular synths, and those will be fed through this little mixer over here. And it has its own specialized software.
Is that your personalized?
No, that's money, man. I don't got that. But what I use is, because technology is amazing, we have already compressed all of this into one digital audio workstation, such as Ableton over here, which is pretty popular. I don't personally use it because it's really, really expensive. It's like $600 for just a decent version of it.
What about the student version?
I'm not sure how much is the student version. I want to do this more professionally, so the student version would make sense for me. So I go for FL Studio, which is $200, and it does exactly the same thing. The only thing is that it's so unintuitive in terms of UI. Even though it looks really nice here, getting to this point is really annoying all the time. Oh, and we also have like the replicated mixer from over here, now digitalized over here. And then you have your timeline of different sounds to play and when it will be played. So, obviously to make electronic music you need some talent, right? Yeah?
You?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's my chance.
Sorry, man. Well, it's not really. but you do need some background knowledge. You may need some music theory. You need to know how chord progressions work, your keys, your circle of fifths, and the whole really, really overly complex thing that is called music theory. And of course, since you're working with synthesizers and not with actual real instruments, but you still can do that if you want to, you also have to learn a little bit of synth theory and see how to make different synthesizers. Basically, there's a lot of different synthesizers, but they all follow the same theory of, you have one sound right here, an oscillator that's being fed through this mixer that has been fed through another filter where it does other, yeah, okay. And that's then fed through out to your speakers. And you get to manipulate the sound from there. Some synthesizers use a different type of theory, but I won't get into that. So, you start doing that, start learning music theory, start learning synth theory, but somehow your first track still sucks. Yeah, it will suck. I guarantee you, even if you have played an instrument before, your first electronic music song is going to suck. Mine was terrible. In fact, I make sure that no copies of it exist anywhere. And if anyone else tells me that I'm still suck, I just say that they're deaf. But it's all right. It's okay to suck at first. Just keep trying at it. I mean, if you have free time, like Bernie Sanders here, he has free time between his campaign runs to fix that snare that's been annoying him for the past 2 weeks. So you could do it too.